Today I'm excited to share with you my first order back from Goldin Auctions. I have dipped my toe into the weekly auction, so that Goldin space is a new one for me, so I wanted to share my experience with you, share the cards that I got, and see how everything's packaged up. So let's get right into it. Welcome to the most passionate content for card collectors on YouTube and possibly the whole entire internet. As usual, I am your host, Jake Roy, 90s Ball Cards here on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, a little bit of Twitter, and a little bit of TikTok, a little bit less than last week, but you know, we're still there. We're still making our impact. So we'll see how long that lasts. Today, like I said, we're getting into the Goldin Auctions package that I have, and there's going to be 4 cards in there. I'm really excited to share these with you. There's 2 that are kind of core PC and 2 that are kind of fringe PC that are 90s cards I like, and all of them were for prices that I felt as though were pretty agreeable. So excited to share those cards with you, share the experience, see how everything's packaged up, and so much more. So, you know, this is my first time. You might have been thinking about Goldin. You might have used Goldin before. So this is something we can all learn through together. So let's get right into that package and see how it goes. All right, here we've got the box. You know, taped up a lot like a PSA box. Goldin is part of collectors, so be interested to see if I'm as skilled or lack thereof in opening this as I am with the PSA packages. So get our sharp tools, as Joe always says. Let's cut away. Hopefully I can find a seam. Usually I'm very bad at that. There we go. All right, so we got it cut. This was definitely a seam. Not this part. That's all right. Get in there anyway. Sell with us, of course. And here we go. All right, so we got the Jordan Full Court Trap here in the PSA 8. I'm gonna be interested to see. I think there was 4 cards that I won. So we'll have to see where the other 2 are, because it looks like there's only 2 here. This one you can see is already opened. And we've got the Jordan in Fuego. So I don't know. And you know, this is where the experience of being a noob here. I don't know if the other 2 are coming in a separate package, but we will wait to see. But that's part of the experience and part of the fun. It is a new day, day later, and Goldin's customer support email got back to me very quickly and let me know that the 2 packages were both, or there's 2 packages and they were sent separately. So really appreciate them getting back to me. So crisis averted, and let's bust into that second package and then chat about the experience. What a difference a day makes. So here we go. We have a second package. You know, this is, again, fun learning experience for some of those that are seasoned with Goldin Auctions. You might be laughing, but you know, this is what we're here to do. My first time, maybe it's yours. We're learning. Right, nothing else in there. Good. So the 2 cards should both be in here. Feels like 2 cards. There we go. All right. So both PC cards. So the first one that we have here is the 99-2000 Finest. Both are actually from 99-2000 Finest. Ironically, the Team Finest. This is the blue base with the peel. Doesn't note it on the slab, but it does note the serial number, numbered 1500. Not the rarest card, not the best grade in the world. You know, obviously some people would take the peel off. I will not. But yeah, I ended up being able to secure this for a little bit less than the last raw copy went for. And that's part of why I've started taking a look at Goldin, as some people have said that that's a good place that you can find some good deals. So for PC cards, I'm all about saving a little bit of money and leaving it in the slab. The 8.5 SGC does not bother me one bit, so very happy with that one. And here, the other one is the 99 2000. This is the finest double features, and this is a dual refractor. So I should have actually pulled out the other two, but so you see here, you got Kevin Garnett and you got Joe Smith. These are like the 2000 Topps USA team set, where you had a player from the men's and the women's team. One side would be a refractor. So I have one that Kevin Garnett's a refractor. I have one that Joe Smith's a refractor. Now I have one where they both are a refractor, which is the significantly more rare. And again, this one has the peel, notes it here with coating, in a PSA 8. So again, same type of story here. Some people would take the peel off. I will not. The two other ones I do have, I think the Kevin Garnett one has a peel. The one with the Joe Smith side, if I remember correctly, is not with a peel intact, which is, obviously I prefer the peel to be there, but it's not, a deal breaker for me. And they aren't terribly expensive cards, the one-sided. The dual-sided aren't too expensive either compared to how the pack odds are. Actually, Card Channel on IG did a little bit of fuzzy math, trying to figure out the approximated print run of these. Pretty low. I think we'd all be surprised. So I'll flash that up there so you can take a look. Obviously, take it with a grain of salt. This is, kind of math that's extrapolated. I know they do a thorough job, but, sometimes if there's one piece of math that's a little bit off, it can skew everything. So don't take it to the bank. But it's always interesting. I always think that speculation is kind of fun. So not something that we know as certain as something like the triumvirate illuminators and stuff like that. This is definitely something a little bit different. But really happy to get these, especially after that unfortunate little happening. These being the two PC cards. Those other ones are cards that I like, but not necessarily locked into my PC. So we're learning. Alright, so like I said, crisis averted. Really happy to have gotten those last two cards. They were the lesser value cards of the bunch, but they're the ones that I was even more, eagerly anticipating getting. So really excited to have gotten those and have everything resolved, really quickly. It was just a couple of days that it took to really figure everything out, between the package, it was already in the mail, and by the time I had heard back from them, it had already been delivered at that point, or very soon after. It was right around the same 12-hour period. Nonetheless, it was reassuring to not only know that everything was being shipped if I just was a little bit more patient, or if I just didn't check the mail for an extra day, but also that they got back to me promptly. Those are two things that I think leave me a little bit more assured going forward with Goldin. The packaging was, the first packages was indicative, as they told me, that it came from the PSA vault, and then the second package, and where it had the return address and all that stuff, was indicative of that one coming from Goldin in New Jersey. So that makes sense, because they're selling some items that are in the vault, and they're selling items that they have at their facility. So understandably, those are going to come separately. I'm sure that they could, if they wanted to. It would be a little more logistically cumbersome to have everything from the PSA vault shipped to Goldin and then shipping it all out together. This is probably more streamlined and gets it to the collectors much more quickly. So I get that. I like the packaging on both, but I prefer the way the Goldin packaged them. It's just easier to get into that large envelope, and then having that one package that both cards were in. But they're both good. The tape job on that box, that first box, was a telltale sign of PSA's handiwork. So we know that from our PSA orders and whatnot. But I would love to hear any experiences that you've had, or your thoughts on this experience here. Like I said, at first I was a little bit nervous, a little bit trepidatious, going into that second package, not knowing if that was coming or all that stuff. But I was very happy with the outcome. So very happy with the cards, obviously. Very happy that everything went smoothly, and I'm going to be, continuing to look at Goldin. I don't know if I had said this before, but one of the reasons why I started looking at Goldin is some friends had told me that There are good deals to be had on some of the cards on Goldin, and I'm starting to hear from people that those deals aren't as prevalent as they used to be. It seems like more people are going there for those deals, so a lot more cards are going for the same as what you'd find them for on eBay or whatever last comp you can find, looking at Card Ladder and stuff like that. So, things are starting to kind of level out, but there are still deals to be had. I check it not terribly frequently, but I try to check it once a week or once every other week. They have those weekly auctions going and seeing if there is something that I need. The other thing that I'm running into is a lot of the penny cards or Iverson cards that are listed on their weekly auctions aren't ones that I need in my collection. So when that's the case, that also limits a whole bunch of stuff that might still be going for, below eBay comps, but not something that I'm going to put on my watch list or bid on or what have you. So, if there's a player that you collect that's different than mine, hopefully, take a look there. But also, if you collect Penny or Iverson or anybody else, there might be cards that are, stuff that you can get into your collection. So it's an interesting time being a collector because there's so many platforms to look at. It's difficult to divvy up your time and which ones you prioritize. There are plenty of weeks that I wake up on Friday morning and I say, oh shoot, I didn't even take a look at the Goldin Auctions. But it's fine. We don't need to be everywhere all at once. So that's my experience with this first time with Goldin. Happy experience buying. I've never sold, don't plan to, but we'll see. Never say never. But if you're new here, please consider subscribing, hit that bell icon so you don't miss any videos in the future. New videos dropping once, sometimes twice a week. We have looks into my PC, occasional 90 pack openings, occasional PSA, Beckett other grading reveals, occasional collector interviews, show reviews, vlogs, whatever you want to call it, and so much more. Thanks. We'll talk later.